戦う準備はできているよ。何をすればいいの？いいよ。全部飲み込んで。
Hey guys, Misery here, back with another CZM video, and today we have an insane video showcasing Narja doing a ton of damage. This amount of damage from a support is unheard of and absurd. As you saw from the clip in the beginning of the video, she did 366k damage I think it was, with 113k crits on each enemy. So getting right into the video, these are the stats I have on my built Narja. I have 730 attack, 304 defense, 485 health, 53.8% critical chance, and 202.9% critical damage. Ideally, you want to stack as much defense as possible on Narja because she scales off of defense. But if you can't get a ton of defense, it's okay to go attack, because if we go over here to her cards real quick and we actually go to this card here, the Shackles of Hunger, it does defense based damage, and as you see right here, damage applied is 210% of defense but 30% of attack also, so it's not just defense, it scales a little off of attack. If we go over to her potentials, you ideally want to get at least 300 defense for this last major node, because if you read it, it says plus 10% damage amount to Veracity, and if Narja's defense is greater than 300, get plus 20% damage amount to Predation. So when running sub DPS or main DPS Narja, it's okay to stop at 300 if you can't get any more than that and you want to stack attack like I did. Because I have 730 attack here, but you can also see I have at least 300 defense, allowing her last node in her potential to proc. But for her partner, I'm running Alyssa, the 4-star partner. Some alternate partners, you can run Arwen or you can run Gaia if you want to pull for Gaia. I don't really recommend it because she's super niche and she can only be used on Narja. So if you pull her, nobody else at the moment of me recording this video can use it unless we get a future unit that is also a controller and scales off of defense. But it's highly unlikely we get that anytime soon. But yeah, Alyssa increases the combatant's defense and then it recovers health at the end of the battle. The recovering health part isn't really gonna matter for this showcase video, nor is the ego skill because I don't use any ego skills. Going to the saved data, which is what everyone is probably most curious about, is that at first glance, this deck is not anything amazing. I actually took a lot of bad epiphanies here, like this domain. It's probably one of the worst ones, but I took it for sustain just in case I needed it. But as you see in the video, I actually don't end up using this ever, so it's not really that helpful. But I just have 2 Shackles of Hunger on the Attunement 6 Veracity Epiphany. I have this upgrade unique voluntary control. It's actually one of the worst ones. It's really not that good unless you have 0 cost Shackles, since that goes to your hand at the start of the turn. If using 3 Veracity, you'll be getting that a lot. That is the only one I can think of where this unique voluntary control would really excel. And then I have 2 forbidden cards. I have 2 gestures. I actually got really lucky and got the Select Heart of Orvain rare event, being able to copy this. And you may be asking, why didn't you just copy a different card, and why did you copy gesture instead? So after I use gesture, these exhaust and they're out of my cycle completely for the rest of the battle. Same with this unique upgrade voluntary control. So we get rid of these 3, I'm left with 5 cards. And in this video, I also use Ray and Nia. So if we go over here to my Nia real quick, I actually have her on a 0 card deck to cycle faster and easier. Ideally, you want to run 2 0 card decks to make this really work, because I have a 0 card deck on Nia, and then for Ray, I just have a 1 card deck. This is also going to help with the DPS of Mealtime because it's plus 40% damage amount of cards with cost 1 or less, and Mealtime gets to 0 cost when using 6 Veracity, since it decreases the cost by 1 each time Veracity is used. But after using this Resonating Darkness, it goes to a 0 card deck. That's 2 0 card decks, and the only cards I'm going to be getting are going to be from Narja. And for this specific build, it's important because this Bottomless Hunger, the lead 7 Veracity, this is what infinitely scales the Mealtime to do that much damage. Because as you see, it has the lead modifier and effect on it, which at the start of the turn has a 50% chance to decrease the cost of 1. So if you pair that with a specific rare accessory, at the start of the turn, activate 1 random lead card in hand. So not only am I only going to be drawing Narja's cards, but this accessory allows this 7 Veracity lead Bottomless Hunger to infinitely be active, and it's never going to have downtime. It's always going to be up. So that's where the Shackles of Hunger come in, because I can use both of these and build up Veracity and ramp up this Mealtime due to this Bottomless Hunger. These gestures aren't needed, but as you see later on in the video that I apply these, and these decrease the cost of one card the entire battle. So I end up using both of these, and they both proc on both of my Shackles of Hunger, making both of these 0 cost. Not that I needed it, because, you know, I have enough AP each turn without the gesture tech. It just makes it a lot more AP friendly, and goes to show how AP efficient this deck is for this niche content. And yeah, I have the 12% defense Cthulhu drop on the mythic chestplate, allowing Narja to scale even more, and when stress increases, there is a 50% chance the stress increases by 1 less. But yeah, that's how this infinitely scaling mealtime deck works. Basically just need this bottomless hunger, and you don't even have to do all this extra stuff I did. I just got really lucky this deck. As long as you can consistently use this and decrease ferocity, you're going to be able to stack mealtime infinitely until used. But yeah, my potentials, you know, I'm still working on them a bit. I have all them unlocked. I just don't have these maxed out, but I will max those out soon. My memory fragments, I'm running a 2-2. This is my DPS set, which is why it has so much attack. I use this on my Serennial and my Kayron, and that's why it doesn't have as much defense, but I at least hit the 300 threshold for Narja, which is good. Mainly just running crit damage and crit chance on all pieces. Crit chance main, attack main, and attack main. So yeah, I'm running 2 attack mains, not defense main. Like I said, this is my DPS set. So, and this is the only defense main 6 slot I have, and it's not really going to help because it doesn't have any crit subs, no crit chance or crit damage. But yeah, this would be like actually a really good support Narja piece, and this is what I use on my Narja when I'm running her on support instead of DPS. Speaking of support, I actually got a support deck last night. I think, yeah, it's this one. This is my support deck as of right now. Have a bunch of 1 retain because this is, you know, what you want for support and buffer Narja. And then my main DPS deck is just this one, 4 Shackles of Hunger, no basics, got the Intellect of Discord, extra attack, which is going to help a little bit but not too much since she scales off of defense. And yeah, she is E0. You do not need any dupes for this. Totally doable at E0. The only thing that her dupes would do is increase the damage output of how much she could do. So if I had dupes, that 366k crit I got in the beginning of the video probably would be around like 400, 450k, maybe even 500, not sure, but it would be a little bit more. And yeah, that is basically all you need to know about this specific deck and how to infinitely scale mealtime to do an absurd amount of damage. I actually recorded a little setup before I started infinitely scaling her, so I'm going to show that on the video right now. I'm just going to show you like the beginning, and then I'm just going to do a big skip of towards the end because it is a lot of turn wasting and just waiting, being patient. So I'm sure a lot of you don't want to watch or see that, so here we go.
強化され終わってないよ。私に力を貸して、私に力を貸して。まだ足り果てしない苦痛。はーい、流れを感じます。一瞬で潰してあげる。まだ足りない。 戦う一瞬で潰して私に力を貸して私に力を貸してまだ私に力を貸してまだ何をすればいいの 何をする私に力を貸して私に力を貸してまだ足りない何をまだ私に力を貸して 私に力を貸してまだ足りないまだ私に力を貸して私に力を貸してまだ足りないまだ私に力を貸して私に力を貸して まだ足りない。まだ私に力を貸して、私に力を貸して。戦う準備はできているよ。何をすればいいの？いいよ、全部飲み込んで。